Well, hey everybody. Hello. Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. Today we are talking about the locker cleanout again. Today we are focusing on loose papers. So yesterday was all about when to start the process, so definitely watch that if you missed it. But let's focus on those notebooks, those written assignments, all those things that your teen might have in his locker, his backpack that might just be floating around. So what do we do with them? Well, I want to hear from you parents before I give any advice. How would you describe the loose paper situation? What's that one word that you would use? Let me know in the comments down below, just so I can see if we've got some kiddos that have lots of loose papers. If you'd say your kid's really organized, I want to know. Before I give any tips or strategies about what to do with all of those handwritten assignments, do know I have an awesome Facebook group. If you're not a member, I hope you'll join us. And if you and I haven't had a chance to talk, an awesome way to do that is through a free strategy call. There's a link in the description to schedule one. So you've shared your word with me. Thank you for that. Now let's talk about why this is a myth. I have seen so many students as a substitute teacher, as a para, as a tutor, just dump literally everything out of their backpacks into the trash at the end of each semester, at the end of every school year. I've also seen a lot of teens that are like, oh, I'm done with this unit. I'm going to throw out these notes. I'm going to throw out the study guide. I'm going to throw out all of these things that I don't think I need. Okay. So that's why this is so important for you as parent to know, what does your teen actually need to keep? What is actually something that can be let go of? Well, we've got two things to worry about here. First, you're going to have kids, and like I said, let me know if this sounds familiar. We're going to have teens that they don't want to keep anything. Okay, that's probably the most common thing I see. The second kind of teen I see are kids that don't want to get rid of anything. Okay, so we have to find that happy middle. Well, I will tell you, if your teen's throwing away everything, that's not the right choice. Not at all. Okay, I can tell you as a high school student, as a college student, that I needed my notes from, say, freshman level class to help me in a senior level class. I used things from my sophomore level class at the college level the next year. Okay, so do know your child may use those notes, may use those worksheets, may use what he's learned in one class in another. And when I say that, that means those notes he's writing down in his notebooks, that he's putting a binder together, those study guides, those worksheets, those are things that are going to be very, very useful potentially. So that's why it's so important for your teen to be organized, is he doesn't know when he's going to need that information, if he's going to need that information again. But because there's a good chance he will, I highly encourage your teen to not throw out everything. Okay. Now, I will tell you that the core classes are the important ones. So if I've got any parents watching that are like, oh my goodness, that's so much paper for him to keep track of, that just sounds like a huge project to do at the end of the school year, focus on the core classes. I can't say I can guarantee, but it's more than likely that your child who's taking an art class, say a ceramics class now, it's much more ideal, much more likely that throwing away that ceramics project that breaks, that letting go of those handouts about the proper techniques are less important to your teens' future successes in school than that thing that was like a really detailed step-by-step 10-page how to do this type of math problem. Okay. The only caveat to that, maybe your teen is never going to take another math class in his life. Maybe he's just graduated college. Maybe he is done with his required math classes at the high school level. And, if your child's an artiste, going to do ceramics, going to have some kind of career in that, yeah, maybe that's important. But just know, for the short, simple answers, the core classes have the material your teen needs to hold on to. Okay, especially as math builds on itself, science builds on it, because what's going to happen, a lot of teens don't realize, is that they get to a class, say at the college level, they walk into, like for me, I know it happened, a physics class, and they're expected to have a basic understanding of biology and chemistry because those are prereqs for physics. Well, if your child doesn't remember that, and the teacher's talking about things with the expectation he doesn't have to teach them again, your child needs to know A, how he learns so he can reteach himself, and B, need to have the material to reteach himself. Okay, it's so much easier to go back through material and notes that you yourself have written, i.e., your teens have written, himself, herself, than having to do a whole big Google search, doing all of this research to answer a simple question. When if your child has annotated his notes, has actually taken great notes, has practiced those study skills that I teach, well, it's an easy fix. Okay? So I know I'm going a little long. I usually make these short and sweet. Just want to help all of you parents out there with teens trying to decide what to do with these loose papers. Okay? Got one more piece of advice to share with you. Before I do, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. So I hope you're a follower of my Facebook business page, Ace Cookie Tutoring, and I hope you're a subscriber of the Ace Cookie Tutoring YouTube channel, because I go live almost every day, Monday through Friday, about school, about education, about learning. So what else to tell you, moms and dads? Do know your teen has to be organized. Okay? Do know your teen can stay organized throughout the whole school year. So that way there is not this big, what do I do with these loose papers, or where did this thing go? Okay, that comes down to your child's personal learning styles. Does that mean he needs to use folders? Does that mean we need to use a 3-ring binder? Is it needs to be spiral notebooks? What exactly is going to work for your child? Well, that is something I would love to talk to your teen about at a free strategy call. Okay, so I want to help. I want your teens to not have to figure out what these loose papers are, because done right, there are never just random loose papers floating, dying, falling apart in the bottom of your teen's backpack or locker. So schedule a call by clicking the link in the description, answering a couple questions such as the day, the time that works best for you and your teen. So thanks so much. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next myth, all about the gray locker cleanout at the end of the year. Bye, guys.